Alright guys, we are back for another night of Cyberpunk. We're gonna go see if we can find Evelyn after I run into a car. Because I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. Whee! That's fun. We missed our turn off. Gives me illegal U-turn. Hi, military cops. Look at us. We are fantastically awesome. It's down this way. That was actually hard. That took me a few tries to get through. When I first strolled in, I went right away to protect the woman, and I kept that one behind me kept killing me. All right, I think I got everything, or not. There's a thing to sell right over here.
vibe. Place has a wicked vibe.
So, it's more up your alley than Clouds.
Hey, at least here you know what you're getting.
I know! It's awesome, right? Let's watch the first act together. He chipped you for free? Fuck off!
Yeah? Here looks a little bit.
That guy's everywhere.
So he didn't ask for any money? Nada? Not even installments? Like I said, he just
Well, well, what do we got here? And you just the cutest thing. If you're looking for a release, I just might be your man.
Got an issue needs sorting out. Here to do that. So how about you fuck off, let me through, and no one will be the wiser.
So serious from the get-go? I was only joking, sheesh. Fine. Let her through, Sludge.
No, I'd rather live here. Just don't turn off the lights.
Hey, you alright?
No way I'm gonna swim! I hate water! Can't you see nobody cares?
Fingers. Know where I can find him?
If I could, I'd swap, you know? Why does everything have to be so damn convoluted? Oh,
Gracious creature and benign, dissimilar to this element obscure. Us, who the world with bloody stain imbrued. It's for Fred the king of all we owned. Our prayer to him should for thy peace arise.
Sounds like paradise.
Hey, hands off her!
Think I'm scared of your skinny ass?
You will be when every box in town descends on this shithole.
You got a financial claim? Take it to court, you pussy.
And leave me be!
Fine, I get it. Everyone's got their breaking point. Just pay me what you owe me, and you can fuck
V,
off.
hey.
Hello? There's a line. Nuh-uh, you ain't cutting.
Sit your ass down and wait your turn.
That shit has a name. Something around 20,000.
Come on, you pulled that number out of your ass!
Hey, look in the mirror. Who paid for all that? Think Fingers would have fixed the...
Fingers guy. You know him?
Heard some things, yeah.
Like...
His hand sometimes slips.
Glad to see a familiar face.
I'm worried sick about her, V. Had no idea anything had happened.
We'll find her. I know we will. After the heist, Evelyn holed up with the Mox for a while, right?
That's right.
So why the hell did she go back to Clouds?
Thought she'd be safer there. God knows why. Tried to get her to see straight, but she wouldn't listen.
You talked to Fingers yet?
If only. He's harder to get in to see than the best docs in town. We're gonna be here forever. I just know it. Maybe you could talk to those girls, see if we can cut in front?
Why me?
I don't think they like me. Just give it a shot. That or come up with something better.
You worked at Clouds.
Not as a doll. Tuned their virtues. That's where I met Ev, Tom, and the rest of the crew.
She means a lot to you, doesn't she?
And you've arrived at that conclusion how exactly?
The moment you knew where she was, you sprang into action.
Once you get close to Evelyn, you never want to let her go.
Think Evelyn's being kept here somewhere?
On the one hand, hope she is, because I want her back fast. But on the other, hope to God no, because who knows what that sick fuck could have done to her.
Finger's a friend to the working guys and girls around here.
Helped me. I'd be in a wheelchair if it wasn't for him. He chipped you some chrome with real skin that had peeled off. What he replaced it with looks like a bathroom floor from a senior home. Better than being a cripple.
My friend here, she's in really sorry shape. Couldn't let us cut in front just this once.
Course. Honey, be my guest.
Well, now hold on a sec. Didn't seem so bad just a minute ago.
She's a toughie. Keeps it inside, mostly.
Now try.
Come on,
to open those
let's go.
luscious lips of yours. How about now?
Better. Wait, something's wrong. Can't see nothing but a blur.
Faceplate's previous owner had a longer face than you. Edges are stretching your optic nerves. Don't worry. Your eyes
I think he's done.
adjust.
We going in?
Eventually. Yes? Hello? What can I do for you?
Need a minute of your time.
A minute? That's all? Shame. Could watch those juicy lips of yours flap for hours, days. But I'm busy right now. You tiger claws? Far as I know, I'm all paid up.
We're with the Mox.
The Mox? Why didn't you say so? So, what brings you here?
These girls know you're chipping faulty implants.
You might say so. I'd say they're the very best I can find. See?
What's in it for you?
Whatever they have to offer. And they always have something to offer.
You're a sick fuck. Know that?
What do you two want?
Evelyn Parker. Need to know where she is.
Step into my office, please. Many girls come through here. So many. But let me put it to you this way. I believe in giving each of them the personal touch. Ask anyone. I'm more than a chop doc. See, I know what people truly want. To be flattered, praised, patted. To feel like they deserve it. Of course. I can't remember each and every one.
Focus, V.
Forrest. Name mean anything to you?
Nope.
They call him Woodman. Works at the dollhouse.
You talked to him?
Didn't like Woodman's tone. So I made sure he'll have a tough time speaking for a while. Not too fond of you either right about now. So careful what you say.
Poor girl. Tried to help her, I did. But as you can see, this isn't exactly a state-of-the-art facility.
Mentioned you couldn't help her. Help her with what, exactly?
If I only knew, I wager she'd be standing here, happy and smiling. Instruction register on her chip was burnt to a crisp. Tried replacing it. Nothing.
Damage was caused by a netrunner using homebrewed malware.
Sounds about right.
Get to the point!
The point? Ah, yes. Well, I haven't the faintest idea where she is.
Enough of this bullshit! What'd you do to her, you freak?
Now, either you put a muzzle on this creature, or put her down. It's impossible to have a conversation with her around.
You are scum! Pathetic! A waste of words. I'm a hair away from putting you down.
2 beefers from a BD studio took her. Didn't even know their names. They mentioned a moth of all things. Virtues with the death's head. Said she'd be good for the moth.
Need air. I'll be outside.
Okay, interrogation done. Okay, it's a pretty sick individual. Carefully trying not to look at the stuff on the sink. I didn't want any trouble from YouTube. Oh, that is so gross. Can I hack his computer?
Let her go back to Clouds. Could have stopped her, but I didn't.
Don't worry. We'll find her. I know it.
We'll fucking find what's left of her butchered corpse.
Hey! Keep it together! Wanna give up now?
No. Only lead we got's an XBD. Where's that get us?
We also know we're looking for something related to the Death's Head. Better than nothing.
I don't get your optimism. Still sounds like a big fat nothing to me.
Death's Head symbol bring anything to mind. Anything. Doesn't matter how small.
This industry... I mean, market's looking for every kind of fetish out there. It's cavernous. But an XBD outfit'd be on the move, almost always. Makes them harder to nab, harder to sting.
Need to figure out where they're scrolling this stuff. Gotta be a rat hole of some sort. Doubt they do much shooting on location.
Yeah, gotta be somewhere quiet, out of the way.
Could be we'll see something to point us in their direction in one of their virtues.
Ugh, have to be real gonks to leave a clue.
Everyone, everything leaves something behind. Just need to know where to look. Lucky for me, I'm running around with the best BD specialist in town. That's an extra pair of expert eyes.
Well, your BD expert has a better idea. Pleasures of Night City, a domain with its twin on the dark net.
Every kind of thing goes on there. Might stumble on something useful.
Let me think for a sec. Darknet domain. That's our best bet. Let's stick to the plan.
Fine. Here's hoping you turn up something useful. I'll wait in the van.
Jig Jig Street, Night City's very own red light district. Besides the delicious assortment of joy toys, you'll find an entire banquet of other erotic items, aphrodisiacs, toys, and more. Night City's #1 spot to pregame. Jig Jig always adds the kinks you need to every night out. Just watch out for goons lurking around the streets. You never know when a local tiff might end up in a street ball. Dive into the world of delight. Let's see, rain dances. Psycho hacks off his arms and legs and decapitates him. Gallons of blood, the only BD of this caliber on the market. Gore, pain off the charts, the loudest screams you'll ever hear. Death's Head Moth, Netrunner, what lies beyond the black wall? He's seen it for himself. Gore, snuff, bondage, fear, extreme sensations. Real brain death. Operation without anesthesia, stomach incision, internal organ removal. Patient kept alive for 6 hours. Longest surgical BD ever made. Bodies in space, new BD from the moon. Bodies in space, chickens, fish, and a human. Short, sweet, and incredible. A whole new approach to life. Acquisitor Simulator, fighting Satan with sadism. Nail-pulling red-hot tongs, whipping Iron Maidens. Exclusive torture POV, historically accurate.
Don't be fooled by foreign propaganda. Get the latest, trusted scoop on Night City, only on N54 News.
Oh, it's stuck.
Looking for something raw, untouched.
Raw's all you get with me. What's your edge?
Want something that'll floor me, really scramble the neurons.
We've got it all, man. Bare knuckle boxing, shootouts, black ops, interrogations, amputations.
No. I mean, something like, well, you know.
Fetishes?
No, come on, you know what I mean?
No, I don't. Think I'd be doing this job if I could read minds?
I want to know what it's like to kill somebody.
See, wasn't so hard. So, got some classics from the last Corp War, or armed robbery if you're looking for something fresher.
Oh.
What are you looking for?
What have you got?
Virtues?
Any special kind?
Well, let me put it to you this way. Those who know don't need to ask.
Looking for BDs. A particular kind.
Particular? You a badge?
Give me the best of the best. Ones with the Death's Head.
Didn't know I was dealing with a connoisseur. Death's Head'll cost you, though.
How about a discount for your newest customer?
Only give regulars discounts. If you're short, then fuck off.
Got anything that might interest me?
Acid bath, deleted scenes, hardest disk, deleted scenes. No arms, no problems. No limb hardcore and torture mix volume 15. Actually, this looks familiar. Oh, vinyl record.
Pleasure doing biz with you.
Hop in. Let me get everything prepped. You make sure the wreath's snug on you. You'll watch while I edit in real time. The old one, too.
Ready when you are.
Want you to describe what you see. Might catch something.
That was gross.
Normal readings are off the charts.
Keep looking.
Ordered recently. Scab woman. Who knew that besides chopping people up, they were scrolling XBDs? Ordinary box. Decker, Tanaka, and Rogers logo. Standard for a trash heap. Scav. Gotta be. No one else with that kind of fashion sense. Electric cork patch on the coveralls. Coveralls had a patch on them. Electric corp.
Could be a costume. A prop?
Factory worker fetish? Hard as hell to believe.
It'd explain the higher thermal readings, too. You could be onto something.
Can't beat that rich synth cough aroma. Cheap shit. Cold, too. Buck a slice. Coffee was cold. Like, from the day before. Pizza looked fresh, though.
So?
Means someone's grabbing Buck a slice regularly. Which is not something one does for the flavor and fresh ingredients. Pizza shares its DNA with styrofoam. Nobody's gonna schlep across town for it. Okay. We're looking for an electric core power plant located near a Buck a slice.
EC used to have a big old complex in Charter Hill. Buck a slice checks out, too. How can you be sure, though?
Here we go. Old electric core power plant in Charter Hill. Gotta make do with that for now. Nothing else to garner from this scroll. No time to lose. We gotta go there.
Definitely. Ride with me?
Let's get going.
On our way.
Still can't shake it. That virtue sample we saw with the Death's Head moth. If all they scroll is snuff, then...
Stop it. They'd have to be utter gonks to waste her on something like that.
What do you mean?
We're talking about a girl who's not only a natural at what she does, but also's got a doll's implant. I mean, that's not a package you find lying out in the street.
Underwater where thoughts can breathe easy. I think that's what it says. This game always takes me by surprise about just how good it looks. Like, it failed at a lot of things when they first released it, but the environment in this city is damn good.
And here we are.
We going in?
Find us a way inside. I'll hang back, scan the subnet, see if there's any blueprints of the complex lying around. Join you as soon as I find something. Let's link on Hollow till then.
It's not gonna be pretty in there.
So? If you mean to tell me to hang back altogether, don't bother.
All right, going in.
What? Where? I know where she is. Just seeing things.
This is gonna be going in shots fired, isn't it?
Was that something?
Ugh, that was worth fuck all. Well, I've been here for days, doing nothing but moving crates, and I fucking quit.
I start looking so dorky. I'm sorry, I just find the look just hilarious.
Like your pig! I've got the chainsaw, whore!
Heard shots. You still alive? I'm here. Got no time to creep around.
Nice try.
Punch! Kill! The wrong turn, idiot! Get around the side! Get that cock-sucking fuck!
Siberia has concluded with a happy ending. As you recall,
We find you one way or another.
miners became trapped deep underground following a high-magnitude earthquake. Thanks to their Suzley 2 hibernation implants,
Where'd my mouse
miners
go?
were able to survive without access to food and fresh water for
I have better things.
Someone on Jig Jig asked about our studio, so either we're about to get nominated for an award or get robbed. Peeps are asking because we got shit. Word's out and it's spreading. It's just a matter of time. If they want to rob us, they can go ahead. I like to see them fucking try. We should at least double the guards outside so we don't get people coming for autographs.
The proposed base will be subdivided
So
into 3 areas.
turn that off.
Scientific and residential. 10 residential modules are already available for purchase at a selling rate of $100 million. A hefty price, yes, but can you truly put a price on your security?
Fucking coward!
In New Mexico,
Hiding like a child.
Now.
Oop, that scared me.
Got her! Fuck it all!
I know where it wants me to go. I'm just looking.
Got the blueprint. Be there in a sec. Try to find a way to the lower levels.
Ooh, I can wear fishnet. Oh, that's the back door. Alright. I see the lower level there.
Found a way down. You see my position?
Yep, be there in a sec. Wait for me. Hey, hold up. I'm close. I'm here. We need to get to level -2. Bet that's where they're keeping her. Hear that? That shirt. I know it.
Keep donor sedated if the property fights. Add segmented. I can't read that. Segmented anesthesia. No knock body. No, I don't know.
Evelyn's? Without a doubt.
We don't have enough methionine for today's batch.
Relax. Add RTL.
Looks like snuffs are only the tip of the iceberg.
It's like candy for grown-ups.
This RTL
What was
won't make
that?
anyone foam at the mouth.
I said grab his body and let me.
Take him out quick.
Where are they?
What the hell is this?
Oh, come on! What else? God damn it!
Look at us now. Still standing.
I'll gut you like a pig!
Oh, shit!
Oh, sorry, Judy. Didn't I turn those off? Yeah, I did.
Oh shit. It's over.
Eh,
We did it.
well, not yet, little girl, but we're getting there.
I'll help. Look at us now. Still standing.
Ouch! Only wanna talk. Promise.
Incoming!
Back in the samurai days, we'd place ads in this thing looking for background dancers.
Looks like you weren't the only ones with bright ideas.
It was a veritable gold mine of women.
We're gonna have some reading to do.
Corporations are Night City's largest tax base, contributing $700 billion.
In this week, some kind of fucking joke. Exactly how many BDs you sell. I want a list of which ones and how many and to who. It's 4 p.m. and we're not even close to our target. Okay, I got a little distracted with the actual sales, but hear me out. I have a fucking good excuse. Next week we could make twice, no, triple our target. I expect this guy from Jig Jig Street on the Pleasures of NC site. He's not the usual street hawker, but doesn't have the gift of the gab. But all it takes was a few words and he knows exactly the kind of person he's doing business with and what they're after. If you think you fool me with this I'm actually working bullshit, when you really just surf porn sites and hang out with lowlifes instead of making sales, then you're only fooling yourself. Next week, you're making double the target and I make up whatever is missing with implants I rip out of you myself. Clear? No need for that. I already met the guy, gave him a few of our BDs as a trial run, and before I even got back to the studio, he called asking if we have more. Trust me, he knows what peeps like and what he sells. He's not the how can I help you customer service type, but I never saw anyone leave empty-handed. Customers will be drawn to the DH Moth brand like our BD stars are to the light at the end of the tunnel. New distributor. Hey, a guy from Jig Jig is interested in teaming up. Some kind of small-town distributor selling out his coat pockets on the street, but from what I hear, he has quite the clientele. Do some digging. Okay, I'll meet him this afternoon. Oh. That was weird. Alright. Stock question. How many barrels we used yesterday? I can't account for 2. 7. Ah, okay. Looks like we have a new client. We'll have to increase production by 15%, but nothing's set in stone yet. Thanks for the heads up. Got our net runner. We get nut runner any day now. Before you ask, no, he has no idea what he signed up for. He thinks he'll be testing equipment. From Jotaro Shoba. Gentlemen, I have a few virus to get rid of, but we urgently need some material, no matter the genre. The more meat than chrome, the better. Single use only, of course. I am open to negotiation. Let me know if we can come to some arrangement. Miss Shobo, maybe you should check who you address first. Client seeking BD with white female capable of withstanding a lot, no anesthesia. Must be experienced, young, knockout, gorgeous. No termination for now. Can you handle it? This is still available. I have a girl who is perfect for this. Yours, Nadia. Sure is. Send a demo reel. Hey, we'd like to buy a scroll of a net runner trying to break through the black wall. Ending shouldn't need mentioning. Name your price and we'll pay no questions asked. But A, the scroll has to be of the premium quality, and B, we get a sample before payment. We already started scouting action and we'll have BD ready for you in a couple weeks. Move on from that.
Clear. Keep going.
Oh. Suitcases in the back are never abandoned suitcases are never a good thing, huh?
Covers. Classic. Can't go wrong.
Except these are solid steel, not the soft core plastic kind. Even if you come here on your own, gunning to become a star, there's no guarantee you're ever getting out.
Excuse me, Judy. No weaponized cyberware allowed in trash. Good, good. I'm glad they're being conscientious of the environment.
I think that's a maintenance room. See what I can stir up.
I'm going ahead.
What the devil?
Gutted out all her implants. And why stop there? Took a few internal organs while they were at it.
How so very resourceful.
Scabs. No matter how many you stamp out, there'll always be more crawling around somewhere.
Figure you've made their acquaintance.
Afraid so.
Keep donors updated. How do I get past these doors?
I won't hurt you
I hate this place. What's there to hate? That nobody checks on us and every day is chill. That we don't have to stand outside all day in the rain. That sucks so much, man. Yeah.
No. I hate that everyone here is dumber than bricks.
Hey, the door is open. Walk out. No one will stop you.
Or I could just crack your skull. Shut you up.
Who put sand in your ass?
No one. I just hate it. It always smells like piss on a rotting corpse.
Take a walk to the docks. Your brain needs air.
I hate the dogs too.
Come out.
The whole city is one giant rot pile.
Руки кончились! Бей паду!
one way or another. You hear?
Sure.
That's fun.
Ну давай, выходи, циклоп.
More torn fishnets.
Чё?
Sounds like it's right through this door. That's a bit of a bummer.
Maybe she's here already.
Чё?
Johnny. Could not wrong, but still.
Ну давай, гнида, покажись.
We find you one way or another. Here?
Чё?
Where are you?
Close to the studio, I think. You find anything useful?
Freed up the elevator. Should be easier to get out of here.
Ну давай, выходи, циклоп.
You really don't fuck around.
Do something, B. Fucking done.
All right, I'm here. Let's find her. Hang in there, Ev.
Okay, so that's the way out. We were able to get the generator going, except there's still a little issue with the setup. The lights either on in the bathroom or the studio. For the life of us, we can't figure out how to have them both on at the same time. So then no piss breaks or else the actor will break character and we don't have time for that shit. Yeah, of course we won't switch off the equipment in the studio or anything. Don't you fucking dare think of coming up to use mine. You either sort it out or it's your loss. You can work knee deep in shit for all I care, as long as the BDs get done. I went out to get some fresh air and the fucking street lamps are flickering like Toten Ted's street strobe lights. Either that girl we scrolled the BD with is sending messages in Morse code, or that implant of hers is sucking up enough juice to cause a blackout. So install some breakers or something. We're in a fucking power plant. There has to be something laying around. Use your imagination. Fit in a current regulator. Fuck, it's like I'm working with children. Jeez, okay, we'll think of something. On a break now anyway.
That's Evelyn. Just don't touch her. If she's recording, you'll scramble her brain. Wait until I cut her link.
I see her. Cable 2.
Grab it and tell me when you're gonna yank it. I'll break the link at my end at the same time.
All right, let's do this.
Wait for my signal. Here goes.
Now!
Oh.
Thank God. Evelyn, you hear me?
What's wrong with her?
Honestly, I don't know. She's gotta be seriously traumatized.
She okay to be moved? No brain hemorrhages, damage to the spine?
Doesn't seem to have any wounds. Guess we got no choice.
Let's get her somewhere safe.
Fast, too.
Which way?
I sealed the doors and managed to power the elevators.
Elevators it is, then.
Come on, is it really that hard? Please, just one. For me?
Smoking's for posers, and it stinks, too.
Say whatever the fuck you want, but just light up.
No.
Non-smokers are the fucking worst. Just my luck. We going in?
Let's give him a couple. You saw how she looked.
If it was up to me, I would have splashed some water on her face back at the studio and asked her straight up. I'm not about to stand around waiting for some dumb whore to finally wake up and realize what she's done. Won't be looking much better if you don't get your ass in gear.
It's not up to you, though, is it? Let's go.
Militech played out as I hoped. Thank you. Remember, we don't know each other. Shame. Wanted to get a closer look at your ink. No-tell motel. First floor. Come alone. Oh, you can, like, fast order right here. Interesting.
She's sleeping. At least I think she is. Her eyes are closed and she's not shaking anymore. I would have already killed her by now if I didn't feel so bad for her.
How's she feeling?
Use your imagination. That place sucked every last drop of humanity from her. It's not enough, she already gave up everything she had. I just kept taking more and more. She's in some kind of trance, like she's folded into herself. No reaction to her surroundings whatsoever. I really didn't want to poke around in her head. I did it for you. I just want you to know that.
I need to talk to her.
Listen, I know you've got some serious questions that she's got the answers to. I mean, if I were you, I'd want to know too. But it's just not gonna happen. She's completely out of it.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
You're mad at her. Why?
When you asked me to scour her behavioral chip, I was just about done dealing with your shit.
Judy, I didn't have any
I know.
other-
It's okay.
So I don't get why...
You'll find out in a sec. I'll show you the virtue I found.
How many BDs did you manage to rip?
2. Only one of them's intact. Understandable, though. The rest... well, they're in the same shape as Evelyn right now.
Okay, show me.
Give me a sec while I set the parameters.
Guess we'll find out if our doll really did lose her tune. Come on, V. I'll be the first to admit, this does not look good.
Listen, Evelyn, I really need your help. It's important. If I don't do anything, and do it soon, I'll die.
Well now, look at you.
Have a seat.
All right, roll it.
Data was in pretty rough shape. Not all that editable.
Glad you managed to salvage him in the first place.
Needs a second to load. Quality's lousy, but I did what I could.
What am I looking out for? Every single piece of tech I see? Security?
We need a layout of the whole room. We will get everything else we need from the Virtue.
What about his messages?
Only if you can do it and be parfait bourré. It's most important that he suspect nothing. Try to be your usual, relaxed self.
And if he starts talking about the biochip himself, should I...
Biochip? Where you hear this? That is not of interest to you. You spin the Virtue, you come back here, we give you the eddies. That is your one job. The rest is none of your concern. Understand?
What am I looking out for? What am I looking out for?
Take a look around if you want.
Can't see her face.
Under normal circumstances, that kind of encryption's easy to crack. But not this time. Whoever she is, she's got serious net running skills.
That, or someone's working it for her.
What am I looking out for?
I think I recognize these.
What are they?
Vive markings.
You familiar with them?
Not enough to know what they actually mean. Heard of who might use them, though.
Who?
Could be the Voodoo Boys, but that's just a hunch. Can't be 100% sure.
The spine-chilling Netrunner crew? Hard to find, because they don't want to be. I wouldn't know where to start.
Every single piece of technology, security, we need a layout of the whole. We will get everyone's presence. All you can do, people who then we search on that.
Might not be important.
Maybe, but all of them are from Pacifica. Narrows down our search, at least.
What now?
Looks like I'm going on a field trip to Pacifica. Alright, think we got everything.
What do you think?
Now we know what happened to Clouds. They're the ones who tried to flatline her. Launched a nuke at her chip.
So it was punishment? For getting played by her?
She knew more than they thought she knew. Couldn't let that go.
So that's who she was running from.
Woman who hired Evelyn. Any idea who we're up against?
Your guess is as good as mine. Sorry, V.
Looks like Evelyn never told us the whole truth.
You're telling me? If I'd known what she'd gotten herself into... I'm so mad at her.
Her only job was to record a virtue. Pretty damn amazing she managed to organize a full-blown heist. And swipe the biochip from under her boss's noses.
So that's where you came in. She hired you. And brought this all on herself. On you two. There's one more recording. Wanna see it?
Sure, why not? Nothing can surprise me at this point.
Oui, oui, allez. Vous te gen raison, moi c'est tout intelligent pour ça, protéger bien. Moi c'est pas enragé. En plus, c'est plus bon moyen nous gagner pour nous arriver sur yon au bout. Faut que nous prenions chance là. Vous gagnez plus bon l'idée? Très bien. Si vous décidez si c'est bon critiquer ça me pense, à continuer à faire travail.
What language is she speaking?
Dunno. Haitian Creole? It is the Voodoo Boys.
Didn't I... Wait, let me see if I've got an auto-translator. Meantime, you try to tune into the phone's frequency. See what the other side's saying. Try scanning the phone.
En plus, c'est...
Got it. Give it a second.
We have to know what they're saying. Could be important.
Fine. Just found the auto-translate package. Should get along fine with your system. I'll install it now.
Tu pouvais déjà aller?
Oui, l'y aller. Ou te gen raison, moi c'est tout intelligent pour ça, pour te y bien.
Ou pensez mademoiselle a fait un problème?
Moi c'est pas enragé. En plus, c'est plus bon moyen nous gagner pour nous arriver sur nos bout. Faut que nous prenions chance là.
Moi t'ai ramé quoi même j'avais, qui si le a mené nous tirer sous halte.
Vous gagnez plus bon l'idée? Très bien. Si vous décidez si c'est bon critiquer ça me pense, à continuer faire travail.
Okay, Judy, we're good.
All right, disconnecting.
I don't get it. What's this have to do with Johnny Silverhand? He died, like, forever ago. V, you got any idea? Long story, trust me. Go ahead. I'm all ears. Now's not the best time. Can you give me a minute? I need to go over some stuff in my head. Of course. Know who they are, who the woman is? Any idea how we find them?
Fuck, V. I've been dead the last half-century. Sorry if I'm unable to hand you all the answers on a chrome fucking platter when you snap your fingers.
These people, what could they want from Alt?
How the hell should I know?
Got no notion whatsoever?
One way or another, everything leads back to that net runner. Finding her's our biggest priority. If she knows as much as I think she knows about the chip, she can help us out.
Thought you said nothing could help us.
Nah, just find us that Juju wirehead, okay?
Evelyn Parker to Judy. Hey, it's been like 1,000 years since we saw each other. What's up with you, girl? You still cooped up in Susie's basement, still with Michael? Hoping at least one of those things isn't true anymore. So I got a tiny favor to ask. Okay, it's more like a humongous favor. More super important to me. Should be a breeze for a geek like you. Holler back at me. Mind straight up tell me what's going on? This got anything to do with your previous messages? And yes, one of those things isn't true anymore. I need you to scroll a virtue for me. That's it, I promise. In exchange, I'll make sure you don't have to do anything for the rest of your life but art. Let's just meet, okay? Where can I find you these days? Susie's basement. N1's channel N54 to Judy. Hi, we're the biggest TV broadcast channel in NC. Some of your BDs recently fell into our lap and we're really impressed. We'd like to offer you the chance to work in a young, dynamic team of artists like yourself with flexible working conditions and the chance to create eye-popping portfolio. Let us know what you think. Best wishes, Nicole. Hi, Judy. Did you receive my last message? We'd really like you to consider our offer. Judy, to Nicole. I assumed no answer was enough. Hi, Judy. Of course, I understand. Let us know if you change your mind. Need your advice from Roxanne to Judy. Hey, I had a really weird sick with a client. I met him at the bar when I was offline. He said he'd been coming to me exclusively for a few months, and he wanted to get to know me. We talked a lot. He's a corpo. He said his job isn't that different to mine because he also has to put on an act all day. Like he has to play golf with his boss, who he hates or whatever. He seemed kind of nice. Now he wants to meet up outside of Clouds. What do I do? Take him to Lizzie's so we can keep an eye on you, just in case. And you keep a stunner on you. Work with us, Judy. Hi, we're one of the biggest movie production studios in the world. We'd like to offer you the chance to work in a young, dynamic team with flexible working conditions and the chance to create an eye-popping portfolio. Stop messaging me. Hey, Ev, from Judy to Evelyn. Hey, Ev, I'm looking for a BD actor. Clients wants as little chrome as possible. Age doesn't matter. Know anyone who'd be up for it? Eddies aren't spectacular, but they're not terrible either. I'll ask. That's it, 2 words? Everything all right? I don't know, Judy. Everything's been nagging at me lately. Starting to think I wasn't made for this. Sleazy clients, porn, piss-poor conditions, shitty eddies. Was it meant to turn out like this? We deserve more. From Evelyn to Judy, I fucked up. Hey Jude, sorry about earlier. I was pissed at Susie and you took the flack for it. I know you, know how you work, but you played the wrong hand. I know. Talk to her again once you're both chilled. I'm sure it'll be fine. I doubt it. From Judy to Sydney Roberts. I like to explore my options about an unlawful juvenile detention when I was 16 years old. I'm pretty sure I'm owed some kind of compensation. I'm looking for a lawyer who can take on this case for 10% of the awarded sum. Hello, can you please provide more details? How are you so sure this sentence was unlawful? I was convicted for stealing a fire truck and for the illegal use of property belonging to the fire department. Except I didn't steal that truck. I found it in a scrapyard and fixed it up. Took me half a year. And when I was done with it, it looked better than the factory knew. They busted me on my first ride. Nobody believed that I didn't steal it. Winning compensation from the city council is extremely difficult and, in my opinion, not worth the trouble. So you don't believe me either. Thanks for nothing. Shopping list. High index contact lenses, buoys with sensors, neural signal augmenter, idea pain circuit breaker for dolls. Once the max pain threshold is reached, the session automatically shuts down. Client receives a fine. Interesting.
Wait, you got any idea how to get in touch with the Voodoo Boys? I'll ask around. Make a few calls. Let me put it this way. The Voodoo Boys wouldn't trust a cat if it walked onto their turf. But someone's gotta know a way in. Well, good luck. I hope you won't need it. Thanks, Judy.
No, V. Thank you. You're a good person. Evelyn could never see what was under people's skin. If she could have gotten to know you a bit better, then... who knows? Things might have turned out differently.
Alright. Let's go back. Oh, I guess we're continuing down this way.
You don't want to fuck with me?
Oh, calm down.
T-Bug's death. What did you hear?
The truth. She got burned, like anyone who tries to hit Arasaka. They found the body in her pad. Nervous system fried. You know what that feels like?
Can't say I do.
They say it's like 100,000 knives stabbing you at once. I can't imagine a worse way to go. Poor girl. I liked her, too.
T-Bug sent me. Said you'd have something for me.
So you're V. I'm sure you heard what happened. Real shame. She left a demon for you. A gift from beyond the grave. It should work on any 3rd-gen deck.
Okay. Glad to grab a demon always.
You could test it now. I have an access point. If you'd like, that is. You might extract some shimsoft or subroutines. Seems worth a try, either way.
How's this work? Any punk off the street can waltz in here, grab some shady running soft?
No, not just any punk. Over the counter, we fix cyber decks. But if you come recommended and you know what you are looking for, I'm sure you will find it.
Got anything Nova for sale?
If you can afford it, yes.
Talk to Barry. Here we go. This is the one I wanted. For as broke as people are, I think they would find someone to clean the streets. These guys are still there.
Mr. Stud, all night, every night. Don't be soft. Upgrade now.
Nicola!
Taste the love!
Hey, Barry? Everything all right in there? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Try again later.
Okay, let's settle in. Some reading time. Alright, the truth about cyberpsychosis. I've had enough of the senseless shootings that claim hundreds of innocents every day. I'm sick of the satire on empty, dead-end implant restriction dialogue. I'm tired of ignoring the cyberpsychosis problem. In American society today, there is still a lot of common myths and misconceptions about the so-called technology-related personality disorders. People think they can become infected by sketchy Ripper Doc clinics. Scientists allegedly disagree about the cause of the disease or even about whether it exists at all. Maybe their tune would change if a cyberpsycho turned their lab into a slaughterhouse, but even then, I doubt it. They're not getting fat paychecks from the cyberware lobby just to openly declare to the public all the nasty possible side effects that come packaged with their products. I've conducted my own research on cyberpsychosis. With supreme confidence, I can confirm this illness is indeed a byproduct of the modern lifestyle and the obsessive emphasis placed on incorporating modern tech into our lives. Although cybernetic implants can directly affect our brain chemistry, they still serve only as a catalyst for the onset of the disease. Our world is subject to an extensive dehumanization. We surround ourselves with increasingly more automated machines and more artificial intelligences. Our loved ones replace their nature-given eyes, lips, and faces with masks of metal. Some of us begin to lose sight of what is human. We slip into feelings of total alienation and deep-rooted panic. We lose the ability to distinguish between what is real and what is only artificial, digital, synthetic. Some people begin to isolate themselves, lose their empathy for others, and undergo dramatic mood swings that exhibit sadistic tendencies. The most frightening component to all of this, however, is that most will never be diagnosed. Not all cyber psychos are known war veterans or former mercenaries equipped with the Sendavistian reflex tech. Not all will go out in a blaze of gunfire with max tech. Many cyber psychos in our world possess only a single implant, a knee, a liver. They are unseen, unnoticed. They lock themselves up and shut out their friends, colleagues, and loved ones. The world outside of the net and their delusions has disappeared from conscious thought. They are sick and alone, and no one is doing a thing about it. There is an eloquent summary to be made here. Let the value of this manifesto be measured by the fact that I was expelled from the Zetatech Cybernetics research team for having written it. Bushido and neo-postmodernism. The Bushido franchise is the litmus test of our time. This groundbreaking film series puts on full display of entire spectrum of American society, masterfully pointing out the greatest problems of the neo-modern era. Live fast, die never, was in its own way a generational manifesto on the affirmation of life. The use of vivid colors, shaky cinematography, ubiquitous blood effects, and pervasive brain splatter testifies to the extraordinary self-awareness of the director, who once revealed in an interview how he fucking loves it when hot checks to dissect the shit out of the bad guys. Perhaps no other concept more aptly describes the underlying societal ethos when Bushido 3 was released, especially where they have noticed the repetition in subsequent installments of the implant Bob motif through the prism of which the protagonist reinterprets reality. One example of the convention's flawless implementation appears to be the latest film in the series, Bushido X, Fade to Black. The scene in which the powerful Guru disembodies the arm of Jake, as played by the transcendent Tim Kelly, demonstrates in brilliant form the duality of a human condition. On the one hand, Jake loses his cybernetic arm, a symbol of both his tragic past and ongoing techno-ontological conflict within his psyche. On the other hand, it is precisely due to this dismemberment that Goria is blown to bloody bits by a sensational explosion sequence. And the final disintegration of the antagonist body, into a blood spray of gore. How should this be interpreted? Is it a metaphorical cry of deeply rooted despair? A manifestation of the personal transgression? This fragmentation of a body could likewise be interpreted as a fragmentation of the individual mind, thus provoking the question, whose mind? Indeed, had everything the viewer seen of Jake's struggle been, in fact, a personified, embodied fear, Had he not been embroiled in epic battle with a vile monster, but rather only with himself? Could the entirety of Jake's narrative been only a manifestation of some cyberpsychotic dream state? Among all the depth and nuance that was defining this franchise since inception, only one thing is truly certain: Bushido has forever changed the world of cinema. A wicked acid trip, but not the kind you think. Ever wonder what it feels like to fall in a pool of acid? Well, wonder no more, sort of. Before I even got my copy of Kings of Acid, my curiosity took a nosedive once I found out it wasn't about that type of acid. In any case, body horror has such a rich tradition. It is a damn near Herculean, there we go, task to find a fresh angle to take on an acid bath. But holy shit, did the devs do it. You play as Arthur Kerr, a klutzy and somewhat awkward rocker boy who gets himself tangled up in the shitstorm of Maelstrom. The Borg goons entrust Kerr with handling a mysterious shipment containing a protozoa capable of instantaneous regeneration, but in an unlucky twist, a painful common occurrence for a hero, a rival gang ambushes the exchange at a corpse science lab, and Kerr is pushed into a vat of mutagenic acid. And that's when the trip kicks in, if you will. The rocker boy begins undergoing constant mutations, eyeballs on stalk, shifting skin, throat technicals, and that's not even the real freaky stuff. After every victory in combat, Arthur observes the genetic code from the blood spatter of his foes, making the already delightful hack-and-slash combat even more gratifying. The constantly growing spiral of possible mutations make for a rewarding way to spend experience points and builds in strong replayability. All in all, Kerr's ultimate motivation is seeking bloody revenge against his music producer, who cost him his lucrative album deal and brutally murdered the rocker boy's boyfriend. Story and gameplay are generously intertwined, and the pseudo-braindance implant shipped with each game copy really helps immerse players in the utterly fucked mutations, where searing pain turns to a power-jacked ecstasy. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on this one. Who is Lizzie Wizzy pretending to be? We are who we pretend to be. I pretended to be everything. That's why I found the truth. Lizzie Wizzy is an artist per excellence. Her work includes award-winning albums and concert tours, film appearances as well, for lack of a better term, conceptual performance art. Her latest artistic obsession features the medium of brain dance. In recent interviews, Lizzie has mussed about the boundary between our documentation of reality versus our active shaping of it. Could that mean Lizzie Wizzy plans to scroll her own BD? We can only dream. The chance to live for just one day in her chrome skin. Fans would go wild. Oh my gosh. Rewiring synaptic pathways. I'm gonna probably it's just basically the sum of this one is just the current and future cybernetic implants of how to rewire the brain so that it could lead to unwanted side effects and potential abuse. Last night on TV, I saw the following scene. A Militech squad in some debris-ridden corner of the Middle East fighting the enemy. Terrorists, political opponents, shit, maybe they were just actors. Doesn't matter, it never really mattered in the first place. One of them was wearing recording equipment scrolling a brain dance. I can count on finding that fresh BD on any shop within days. Turn it on and bam, you're in a war zone. You feel what they feel. You taste the blood in your mouth and the reassuring grip of a scroller's rifle. But that's not the worst of it. The worst is how the editor will be sure to try to show off the rifle, get a good shot of the manufacturer's name. Another split second you'll be ready to buy the same exact one, even order it with the same dents and scratches. Free home delivery. Only 20 or 30 years ago we were asking ourselves, when will we cross the border at which empathy becomes irrelevant? Now standing in the shelled out ruins of a home with a rifle in our hands. It's hard to believe that border ever existed. Chemicals, the invisible killer. We've long known that the AVs crisscrossing our skies are busy dumping harmful substances in the air, such as aluminum, carbon dioxide, sulfur trioxide, sulfuric acid. Studies have also revealed the presence of dead red blood cells in E. coli, as well as sodium chloride, table salt. Now, you don't need a degree in science to know the harm these substances can wreak on the body. We found that sulfur compounds can lead to cancer, heart disease, and other illnesses arising from a weakened or even damaged immune system. They can also lead to spontaneous dental hydroplosion and acute meningitis. Alright, a century ago, losing a limb meant tragedy. It meant living with a permanent disability, with severely reduced physical capability, and often with chronic pain. What's more, people with disabilities frequently suffered from widespread discrimination, both active, employment bias, and passive or unconscious poor infrastructural accessibility. Today, assuming the dismemberment victim is financially stable, loss of limb amounts to little more than a minor inconvenience. A century ago, employers could impose specific dress codes, hairstyle regulations, and piercing and tattoo bans. Many even press their employees and maximize productivity, often in violation of the law, such as through anti-pregnancy policies. At the time, however, deeper involvement with employees' bodies was simply impossible, legal or otherwise. But with the advent of cyberware, employers in the second half of the 21st century have imposed requirements for skin, bone, muscle, organ, and eye replacements in order to improve performance and workplace effectiveness. In extreme cases, security sector employees are commonly urged to undergo so-called full-body conversions or full cyber organization. Much has changed over the past 75 years from when cybernetic implants first hit the mass market. Many in the field of history of technology have argued cyberware is a positive force for progress, and many have argued the opposite. This book attempts to describe and contextualize the changes, for better or worse, that it has introduced to our professional and personal lives. How has cyberware led us to where we are today, and where is it taking us next? It's basically just the catalog for new weapons. Feed the cat. Somebody feed the cat. He only eats the prescription cat scalp with tofu tuna. The label says cat food. You gotta mash it up for him a bit and then stick it in the zipper for exactly 17.5 seconds. And if he doesn't eat it, then add a little splash of Nicola. But be careful, you add too much Nicola and he just barfs it right back up. Anyway, just say pss, 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 and he'll come running. Rich and orally archived conversation. How'd you find me? How do you think? I cut through your firewall like a hot knife through butter. Outdated code gates, prehistoric system architect. Your firmware's got more holes than a gangbang joy toy. Get to the point. I think NetWatch found my BBS. What? BBS, a place where netrunners can exchange info without fear of being watched, like a hacker club. Get it? Okay, but what do I have to do with it? Your agency has access to one of them. If you can sniff them out, check it. Check if I'll give you the codes. No, I can't. Please, if they find us, they won't bother with arresting and interrogating. Do you understand? I'm sorry, I already told you we're through. If you want help, ask Max. Maybe apart from his supposedly huge dick, he's got some useful contacts. Schedule changes an instant report. Commotion in VIP area. Client's VIP card expired. Oh, this is the previous playthrough. I forgot to read through the shards when we were in the VIP room for Evelyn to try to figure out what happened to her. All currently employed security called in for emergency Tiber Clause reinforcement called. Fight between two clients, both escorted off premises. Friday, doll called security. Client was threatening her. Client escorted off premises. Problem with payment. Friend paid for client. Client refused to lead club. Escort off premises. Flint and White shift change. Client lost consciousness at the bar. Recovered by trauma team. Fight broke out at the entrance. Payment was rejected. Client was making a scene. A doll at 2:34 a.m. got beat up. Client fainted in a booth. Resuscitated by doll. Group of 3 clients refused to leave club. Escorted off the premises. Harry Flint and Jeremy White. Sup, choom, let's swap shifts for Sat. Bro, we ain't swapping shit. Come on, I'm begging you. Forget it, man. Sat is always a fucking train wreck. For fuck's sakes, choom. My kid ran away from home. So go look for him. Maybe you'll find him before Sat. I know where he is. I gotta go to my parents on Sat to borrow money to pay off the scabs. Those psychos will grind him up into scoop if I don't pay. And I'm on my fucking knees, dude. Fine. Fine. We got a story time. Everybody buckle up. The weathered man peered into the eyes of the young nomad as if trying to divine his thoughts. Don't misunderstand, he said. I don't mind unexpected guests, but you must recognize when a man lives alone in the middle of the desert, he has a right to ask uncomfortable questions. The boy would make eye contact, instead glancing nervously through the window, as if expecting to spot an armada of battle drones coursing straight for him across the night sand. I'm running away, he muttered for a moment of hesitation. From Green Phantom. He's been following me since Yellow Creek. The old man didn't move a muscle save for a twitch at the corner of his mouth, revealing he knew more than he cared to admit. You have nothing to fear, he said softly. The Green Phantom only comes for the worst criminals. If you hold regret in your heart, he'll forgive you. He'll offer you a second chance. The boy's anxious demeanor suddenly turned to a rebellious grin. I regret nothing. And you, old man, you don't have the faintest clue what you're prattling on about. You're wrong. I've also met the Phantom once before. The tenderfoot's nomad's eyes widened in surprise for a brief moment. It seemed as if there was a question at the tip of his lips, but he refused to ask it. It's late, the old-timer said. You should sleep. You're exhausted and need to gather your strength before you continue running. If that's what you choose to do, my home is open to you for the night. The boy uttered no thanks. Without a word, he stood and entered the small, dark bedroom where his host had prepared a bed. To find his way, he switched on his infrared, then immediately froze in place. There was a body lying in the bed. He edged closer until he could discern its shapes. A pool of cooling blood, withered hands, contorted into unnatural angles. The vacant, dead eyes of the old man he had only just been talking to in the other room. Suddenly, the walls began to emanate an unworldly olive glow. The boy could sense a figure entering the bedroom and stand behind him. If you regret nothing, hissed a cold, emotionless voice, then why did you flee? Then black, the world of the young nomad, plunged into darkness. Sex and chrome. Waves of pleasure cascaded over my body, filling every pore of my being like ocean water through hot sand. More. I want more. How long I waited to feel his breath on my neck, his hands wrapped around my waist, his fingers caressing my lips. Our bodies are intertwined in a primal dance, moving faster and faster to the rhythm of the creaking bed screens. Waves of pleasure cascade over my body, filling every pore of my being like ocean water through hot sand. More. I want more. How long I waited to feel his breath on my neck, his hands wrapped around my waist, his fingers caressing my lips. Our bodies are intertwined in a primal dance, moving faster and faster to the rhythm of the creaking bed springs, our skin bathed in the flickers of neon. I can't hear myself moaning, but I must be since my throat is dry. I can't feel what my hands are doing, but the blood under my fingernails means I'm digging into his back. He's no longer kissing me, but nibbling, biting, pulling himself toward me harder, his control over me untamed, animalistic. It's so hot in the room that even his chrome is overheating, the bedsheets clinging to our sweat-soaked bodies. All right, crime block. Hold on. I gotta... Okay. McCrane scanned the room with a deft Kuroshi sweep. This corpse was no different than the dozens he's seen over the years. The dead man's eyes frozen in fear, his ligaments, wires, and intestines strewn about the floor. None of it made any impact on McCrane anymore. I've lived too long, he thought. And cops who don't die quick usually find themselves playing for the other side eventually. This case is as clear as a used napkin at Deputy Zhao's, he muttered to Junior Inspector Miliwansky. Cyber Psycho came in through the window. Victim let him inside. Must have known each other. Prints are all over the glass. Holy shit! Miliwansky shook his head in disbelief. How'd the fucker get all the way up to the 11th floor? See those grooves on the windowsill? Climbing spikes. Implants kids these days are getting installed to pull stupid rooftop stunts. Got cheap thrills. Milwaukee made his way over to the window to examine the evidence his superior had so effortlessly pieced together. The veteran detective lit a cigarette and stared back into the corpse's lifeless eyes. Although McCrane had never seen this man before, he felt as if he'd known him a long time. And still, he felt nothing for him. No pity, no compassion. This is only a body now, no longer a person. Suddenly, Milwaukee's unsteady voice woke McCrane from his thoughts. A boss? These prints on the outside of the window? They belong to you. McCrane let out a quick, punctuated chuckle. Never much took you for a jokester, the detective said with an amused smirk as he rolled up his sleeves to expose his wrist. And I wonder, just how would I get there without any climber's claws, But before the junior inspector could respond, McCrane felt an uneasiness shoot up his spine. This room, this man, the smell of his blood. He felt compelled to walk over to the savaged victim and reach inside his pocket. A photo. His own face staring back at him. Malinowski slowly drew his pistol. I believed in you, the shaken prodigy uttered with the pain in his voice. All this time, I idolized a murderer. I don't understand, muttered McCrane, scarcely loud enough to hear his own voice. Something else began to drown out his word, even his thoughts, a strange primal force. For the first time in my life, I don't understand. And then crack, a gunshot. Chrome Night Love. Crowman's mask glinted in the light of the setting sun, like a beating in the Crowman's mask glinted in the light of the setting sun, like a beacon in the dark of this rotten city. Lucille's heartbeat began to quicken. Her legs trembled beneath her. Hot blood pumped through her veins in a way she didn't know it could. He looked at her, his strong, masculine figure towering over the bloodied corporate corpse, which just a moment ago had violently tried to defile Lucille's virtue. What's the matter with me? Her mind raced. Why him? Why me? Hundreds of questions burned inside her brain, but when she finally parted her lips to speak, only one question emerged. Who are you really? Crowman took Lucille into his cold metal hands. She flinched at the touch. I know you can't tell, you know I can't tell you that. They'll find you. They'll rip my secret out of you any way they can, and then kill you. I don't care about any of that. I love you. I love you. She couldn't feel his face, his real one, concealed under that veil of chrome, but she could have sworn she could hear a note of emotion in his deep voice. You love a dream. You don't know who hides under this mask. I don't care what you look like. What if I'm disfigured? I'll pay for the operation. And if I'm an android, it doesn't matter. And then suddenly in one swift motion, Crowman removed the mask to reveal the face of D'Amato di la Vela. If I'm a woman. Lucille stood there, dumbstruck. A tempest of emotion swirled in a frenzy throughout her being, and after a moment passed, the storm calmed and she smiled warmly, taking her savior's face into her hands. The proverbial clouds of her tumultuous mind began to part. Lucille was beginning to see clearly at last. How many times does a woman need to say she loves you? Lucille smirked and whispered softly, before you believe her. Monday. What a effing world. I finally get my ass on Ziggy's show, and right before I walk on stage, an effing hospital somewhere gets shot up. This dick cancels the show last minute, and for a special ep about a effing victims, who the F cares? If anyone's gonna remember them in a week, did they spend half their effing career to get on that show? No, they're just effing dead. I got my ass on stage anyway. Let him know you don't cockblock a goddamn TV messiah. But security effed me up so bad that what was scrolled got corrupted or some shit. Felt fed up today. Made a move on town hall to protest the effing disgraceful neglect of war vets. Got my hands on a dress made of sin fetuses and chanted my effing throat raw half the way down there until the director of Wet Dream recognized me and said I was looking sexy. So I leaned up against a wall and pig choked on an air dick and slapped my ass because I could tell he loves them pretty boys. He took me back to his place, chained me to his king bed, and effed me raw, till I snapped each and every bedpost. He showered me in eddies, and I already got plans to see him same time next. Maybe I can screw my way into his next BD. Wednesday, I got into an argument with Ruth. We talked about the normies who died saving some kids after a nuke popped during some corp war or other. I call her a tough-ass bitch on TV if you want, but she got all like Blueberry Baby on me, so whatever, I figured I'd say something nice. I said they were pretty Nova and maybe they want to be like my fans. Hell, looking at old photos, I was like, it's a legit effing scam, or effing shame, because half of them got bulges halfway to Denver. Real waste of good dick. She just gave me a stupid smile and told me to F off. Thursday. Ha! Friday. Christ, I don't know which way is up. I'm effing wiped. The boys brought over some lace shit, and something about it hits me like an effing fire truck. I don't know what happened, but everything smells like piss. There's a horse mask in the bathroom. If I had to guess, it was probably me who wore it and got rolled around. My knees do kind of kill thinking about it now. I don't know, I just hope it was that director from Tuesday and not that skank from apartment 3. Oh my gosh, there was so much to read. Alright, the world as will and idea. But besides all this, death is a great opportunity no longer to be I, to him who uses it. During life, the will of man is without freedom. His action takes place with necessity, upon the basis of his unalterable character and the chain of motives. But everyone remembers much that he's done, on account of which he is by no means satisfied with himself. If now he were to go on living, he would be acting in the same way, on account of unalterable nature of his character. Accordingly, he must cease to be what he is in order to be able to arise out of the germ of his nature as a new and different being. Therefore, death loses these bonds that will again become free. For freedom lies in the essay, not in the opera. There's a lot of typos. I don't know if they're on purpose, because it's like, you're kind of, I think they're supposed to be like someone's, a diary type of situation, but oof. The Foodie Guide to Night City. The world traveler in Night City is faced with a dilemma: enjoy local cuisine or save their gut the trouble. If you don't own a trauma team policy, you're probably better off sticking to the tried and tested chains and exclusive restaurants. But if you do, Night City is full of risk that packs a lot of reward. Here are a risk-reward breakdown of Night City's good eats. For the curious consumer, Blue, a gourmet dining experience with some of the highest accolades and richest portfolios in the city. If you're after high-quality, locally sourced ingredients, Blue is the place for you. Among its marquee dishes and authentic caviar, oysters, and imported prosciutto, the alabaster white interior adorned with minimalistic decor is perfect for a relaxing night out following a day of hustle and bustle. Pepper and Spice, a unique locale on the culinary map of Night City. This eatery was founded by renowned travel icon Tony Hellick. It stands apart from the competition thanks to a diverse menu and transcontinental fusion dishes, most of which are offered at surprisingly reasonable prices. Caribbean, Polish, Kenyan, it's all here, just not in the combination you've ever seen before. The crowd favorite, Hellick's own vanilla dumplings. For the gutsy gourmet, Buck a Slice. According to urban legend, the NCPD has an entire file on the mysterious deaths of homeless people whose last meal was pizza from Buck a Slice. True or not, bargain seekers living in on a Euro-dollar a lunch budget should still be prepared for the gastrointestinal distress. Worth the risk? Only if you want a greasy slice of authentic Night City flavor. Plus, their secret recipe chili spurt scoperoni is unlike anything you've ever tasted, but only available on special request. Roulade. At Roulade, you'll find it in all the 3 Ps, potent, punchy, and pungent. Every visit to this local favorite is like playing a game of Chinese roulette. Regulars at Roulade claim you're just as likely to get bearable egg rolls and halfway decent ragoons as you are tainted tofu or salmonella. You have been warned. Okay, America, a prophecy. The terror answered, I am Orc. Breathed around the accursed tree. The times are ended, shadows past, the morning gins to break. The fiery joy that Urizen perverted to 10 commands. What night he led to starry hosts through the wild wilderness. That stony law I stamped to dust, and scatter religion abroad. To the 4 winds as a torn book, and none shall gather the leaves. but they shall rot in desert sands and consume in bottomless deeps, to make the deserts blossom and the deeps shrink to their fountains, and to renew the fiery joy and burst the stony roof, that pale religious lechery seeking virginity may find it in a harlot and in a coarse-clad honesty, the undefiled, though ravished in her cradle night and morn. For everything that lives is holy, life delights in life, because the soul of the sweet delight can never be defiled. Fires enwrap the earthly globe, yet man is not consumed. Amidst the lustful fires he walks. His feet become like brass, his knees and thighs like silver, and his breast and head like gold. Archive conversation. Tay Tang. I'm here. Bartender says Maelstrom threatened him. He didn't have a choice. They just barged in and told him to start pouring. Said he had to. Yeah, well, he could have called. This is Artur. He couldn't. He was scared. But he wasn't scared of us. Says you didn't tell him a thing. Yeah, of course he didn't. He doesn't know shit. What could he? So maybe we let him go. I mean, who else? What else is he supposed to do? This is our fucking turf, and he should have called us. Instead of throwing a fucking party. Beat his ass. It's the principle of the fucking thing. Okay, thank God. We are done. That guy's still there.
Barry? Am I remembering that right?
Who is it?
V! Your neighbor from upstairs. Remember me? Talked about preem rides. Back then, you were pumped about the Mizutani Shion. I said it was for flash posers.
You don't forget a conk thing like that.
You gave me this look. I was about to hightail it to the Badlands right then and there.
I remember. What do you want?
Just wanted to see what's shaking. Friends say you never leave your unit. Think I've got an inkling as to why. Seen that look before. It's all too common among people like us.
Us? You don't look like a cop.
Badges don't get a monopoly on loss. You see death every day in my line of work. You get used to it, of course. Until it hits someone you're close to.
You too. Come in.
I lost someone close to me, too. Damn good friend.
What do you mean, two? Wait. This about Andrew? I, told you about him. Best bud I ever had. Known him my whole life. Only person I could spill it to without being judged.
Guessing things at the NCPD haven't changed a lick, huh?
One time, a Maelstrom ganger killed a young kid right in front of my eyes. For shits and giggles. I couldn't do shit. The son of a bitch had corporal protection.
Typical.
Our chief greases his palms with an anonymous donation. And guess what? Officially, kid blew his own brains out.
Right in front of your eyes.
Something died in me then. I couldn't do it anymore. A few months later, Andrew passed, and everything went to shit.
You didn't have anyone to unload on at work? How about Petrova and Mendez?
And Petrova's a decent gal, but she's not good with this stuff. Mendez just doesn't get it. He thinks us blues need to be tough. Can't bear the sight of a kid getting murdered. Born with pussy genes, according to him.
But you told him about Andrew.
Honestly, thought about it a lot. Anyway, they don't know everything. Better that way.
Can you tell me how Andrew died?
Does it matter? Normally. From old age. It's no wonder, seeing as he was only a few years younger than my grandma.
Dying of old age? In Night City? That merits a monument. Whole world should gaze up at it in awe.
Ashbox in the niche will have to do.
So then Andrew was more like a grandpa to you than a friend?
Wouldn't go that far. He was like I don't know, a window into the past or something. He reminded me of my grams about our little talks. Time when everything had its proper place. You know, he was the last living record of those times.
Mendez doesn't know shit about life. Everyone's got their limits, even him. He just hasn't reached them. Not like you.
What if he's right, though? Maybe my genes are soft. Don't only the strongest survive?
If you felt nothing, that means his loss wouldn't have had any meaning.
I guess so. Thanks for the talk, V. I need time to take all this in.
Sure thing. Take care.
Earthquake. But thanks to their Sue's 2 hibernation implants, the miners were able to survive without access to food and fresh water for 2 weeks. Fortunately, after their rescue and following a brief rest for technical evaluation, the miners were able to immediately return to work. Moving from below the Earth to above it, Militech has announced plans to establish a new colony on the Red Planet. The proposed base will be subdivided into 3 areas.
his dad died, and he can still see him.
In loving memory of my best friend, Andrew, you were a tortoise, but you listened like a person. You were with me when Grammy explained what was right. You are the last memory of a better world. Rest in peace. Shit. Barry needs help.
Barry's not okay. I mean, if that tortoise was the one thing that got him up in the morning.
Now you're starting to get it.
His friends have to know. Hopefully it's not too late.
You know how it goes. Stare too long into the abyss will stare right back at you. Taking a step into it wouldn't be so drastic, considering the shit he's seen in his lifetime.
Oh. Johnny was oddly insightful. Right in front of the cops, too, but they don't look like they cared. Nope, they don't care. side where the shooting is. I actually don't know. Over this way?
Yeah, I drank. Didn't know Internal had their eye on him. I thought, yeah, I'll tell you everything, sure.
Don't mind me just looting his corpse. That's fine.
Welcome to the city of gum trees.
Hopefully you're not preserving the crime scene. Okay, thank you for the loot. Appreciate it. Alright, we're gonna go talk to the cops and then probably head back or call this session done. You could probably hear my dog in the background. She's yelling because she's got to go potty. Bella!
Fury! Carnage! Through! Follow your instincts!
Bella, stop.
Don't carry nothing. He said
It's you. You talked to Barry? He finally decided to get his shit together?
For crying out loud, Mendez. Hey, so what exactly did Barry tell you about that friend he lost?
not much. Hardly ever spoke about him. Said once he was the only one who could understand him. It's nice to have someone like that.
Barry isn't in great shape. So much so, in fact, that he preferred to talk to a tortoise instead of you two.
That's supposed to be funny?
The complete opposite. It's sad as hell. Barry didn't handle badge life too well. You made fun of him, so he stopped sharing things. And apart from you guys, all he had was a tortoise. His best friend. A memento of his grandma. Till he died, that is.
Fuck. I don't fucking believe this. You're bullshitting me.
Right, because I like to bullshit badges in my spare time.
Why would he lie to us, though? He talked about that tortoise like it was a normal person.
How do you think Mendez would react if Barry admitted he was talking to animals?
Jesus, Barry. I thought he was being a drama queen, that he'd get over it. I gotta go and talk to him.
About time. Thanks for your help. This is for your trouble.
Bella, stop. I'll be with you in a minute.
I already told you. You ain't got a warrant, you ain't coming in.
Damn it, Barry. Can't we just talk? Petrova told me your last case was a real ball buster. Boss told you to keep your lips sealed, huh? Had a similar situation once, you know? Fucking child killer. Dirtbag was on the petrochem board, so it was out of our hands. Remember it to this day. That little kid's t-shirt. Green, with this funny yellow cat.
Alright, Barry. Alright, lady? I just realized now it says rent paid on the top. Alright, I think I'll call it done. Thank you so much for keeping me company, and I will be back with another episode pretty darn quick.